One of the most significant barriers to success is perfectionism. Wanting to have it all, to do it all. When I was an undergraduate student at Harvard, my objective initially was to get everything done perfectly. When the professor assigned a paper, I read it top to bottom. When I had to hand in a paper, I would check, recheck, and triple check to make sure that every comma was in place, that every T was crossed and I was dotted. It had to be perfect. My motto was, do it perfectly or don't do it. All or nothing. What I found, though, that I was miserable. Not only was I unhappy at school, also I didn't have any time to spend with my friends. I had no time to pursue my career as an athlete, playing squash. I had to give everything up just in order to do all the reading, just in order to do that perfect paper. And then I came across the Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. What Pareto showed was that in our economy, around 20% of the people own 80% of the wealth. In an organization, 20% of the customers generate approximately 80% of the revenues. This also applies to time, because it is in 20% of the time that we can generate 80% of the results. I applied this to my school. Instead of reading every word of an assigned paper, I would read just the 20% that I thought was most important. In it was 80% of the material. When I handed in a paper, I wrote the paper and then spent 20% of the time getting it to 80%, to good enough. That changed my whole experience as a student. Suddenly, I had more time to explore different areas, more time for my friends, more time for sports. And paradoxically, my grades didn't go down. Over time, I learned to make better use of my time. My life became a great deal richer, as well as healthier. We can apply this to our work life as well. When we submit a report, it doesn't always need to be perfect. Sometimes putting in 20% of the amount of time that we would need if we were to hand in a perfect report, 20% is good enough, gets 80% of the work done. Think about where you can invest that 20% to generate 80% of the results. What would you need to read, for example? You don't need to read everything. Where would you need to invest your time, your effort? And when you identify these 20%, what it will do is it will free you up to do many more things. There are things that need to be done 100%, that we need to check and recheck. However, most things we can let go. When it comes to most things, we do not need to do everything perfectly. Identifying those 20% that will yield the 80% results can actually lead you to a lot more overall success and well-being.